What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we always start this show by being transparent. Yesterday, the best bet that I talked about for $5 Tuesday was a winner. Nets team total under was a 4%. Problem is, I added a lot of other plays later and did not win any. So I think I added five others, smaller plays, obviously, but did not win any. So yesterday didn't end up being a good day for me. I feel really good about today, though. I have a few locked and loaded, and I feel really good about today. Vino, hopefully yesterday was better for you. And how are you doing today?
I'm good, Skee. The NBA was not kind yesterday. I had the Boston Philly team game total over. Wasn't even close. Never in. One good thing I did was I stopped from betting Golden State plus points. I had heard after we got done, I was reading and listening to some stuff, and I find that the Warriors were complaining about being completely exhausted. I'm like, I don't want to bet an exhausted team, so I didn't bet them. But I found out that TJ McConnell was going to play, and I said, "Man, Nembhard and McConnell, let me get to Indiana." And that lasted for about,
I did that
I don't know,
too. I did
the
that
first
too.
quarter, maybe it lasted. So
Yep.
that was a bad addition there. So 0-2 NBA. But I have played already today a couple of spots. So like you, it's a huge card, so you have to. Would make sense that we like a little something here.
I feel really good about today's action. For really quick before we go through the card, financially free and focused says need some NBA action tonight. Looking for good prop spots. I I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not focused on props right now. Props is too much shady stuff going on. Too much. I don't want to look at props. I got 12 games. I'm just going side and totals for today. But one of my losers yesterday, and I said this before. I said it to one of my friends, Rob Veno. If they play with Maxi's minutes today, I'm gonna know something's up because I know a lot of people bet Maxi yesterday, and sure enough, Maxi played his lowest minutes of the season yesterday. So I'm not getting involved with those props right now today. All right. First game up, Milwaukee and Charlotte. And we have seen this line come down from 5 as the opener to about 2.5 with Milwaukee as the favorite. Total also came down from 232.5 to 229. Usually with a couple big moves like that, it means somebody's not playing. And yes, Giannis is out for the Bucks. No Taurean Prince, still no KPJ. Charlotte, I mean, a little bit lengthier report. No LaMelo, Brandon Miller, Williams, or Josh Green. Kalkbrenner is now questionable. Simpson, Sexton, and Connaughton are all probable. Um, yeah, this is turned into a really dirty game with no Giannis. So, we have a lot of games to talk about here. I'll just say if I'm betting this one, I might just go with that guy from Duke. Nipple. He's been
Yeah.
balling. He looks damn good. And he's probably the one person I would trust in this game over everybody else. There you go for your prop guy. Anything on Bucks and Hornets?
Well, now the Giannis news just came within the last 20 minutes, so I was tempted to play a little bit of Milwaukee, but now I'm not. So we can skip. I mean, it's an injury-filled game. No reason to look at it. I do wonder why they take Giannis out of this one. Maybe they think they can get by without him because it's not necessarily the second of a back-to-back, but could be the first of a back-to-back. There's a few of those today.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not even. They're going to play Charlotte again in Milwaukee on Friday. So I don't know, but I won't play that game.
Yeah, we can go ahead and skip that one. This next one, we did see open as Detroit -1.5. We've seen a flip of favorites there. Now Chicago is a 1.5 point favorite. Total went up from 232.5. Looking at it's as high as 235.5 as far as who is available. For Chicago, Giddy is questionable. Ankles got snatched off the earth the other day. And Kobe White, Zach Collins look like they're both out. For Detroit, Sar Thompson, Sasser, Ivy, Tobias Harris, all out. Stewart, doubtful. And then Cade and Jalen Duran, both questionable. And I believe neither one of them were at shoot around this morning. This is a Pistons. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, let me get back here. This is a Pistons team coming on. It's not a back to back, but it is an overtime game that they're coming off of. That's what I was confused about. Third game in 4 nights for them as well. Bulls, they have been playing a lot lately, but they are not the team coming off of an overtime game here tonight. Vino, I just I felt like that game took a lot out of the Pistons, and I felt like they've been playing some tough games in general lately. So I'm not surprised to see the injury report look like it does today. I think, even if those guys play, they're probably going to be exhausted. But I don't think they're playing. They're not at shoot around. Everything's going kind of how I thought. I like the Bulls in this one, regardless if Giddy plays or not. I, if no Cade, I think they don't even come close. But even if Cade plays, I think the Bulls can pull it off tonight. How do you feel about this game?
Don't disagree at all. It's one that I played, and I'm glad I played it when I did, Skee, because I played Bulls team total over 116.5. It's now as high as 118.5 within the last 20 minutes or so. I mean, I released this play to clients maybe 35 minutes ago at 116.5. So, and a couple of reasons why. First of all, if I just start with Tobias and Asar Thompson, that's a lot of defense there missing for Detroit. And then when I saw no Duran at shoot around, downgraded from probable to questionable, that probably means no defense at the rim tonight. And then, of course, Cade wasn't at shoot around, but you got three key defensive pieces. And I would even consider Cade out on the perimeter a good defensive player. So a lot of Detroit defense missing here. Figure the Bulls, who have gone over their team total 6 of the last 8, would be in pretty good shape here. So I played Bulls team total over 116.5. I guess that's kind of in line with you liking the Bulls. Maybe we can cash both ends of this.
I like it. Dropping dimes likes the Pistons team total under. If Cade is not out there too, they definitely are going to struggle to score. So um, we're all lining up and agreeing on this one. I think we can move down the list, and that will look like Magic and Knicks. Opened up -3.5 for the Knicks. See them now 4.5. Total open 227.5. Not a whole lot of movement there. Mo Wagner out for the Knicks. I don't see anybody on their injury report as of right now. The Knicks are on a back to back though, so don't be surprised if you see somebody pop up. Third game in 4 nights as well for them. For the Magic, it is their third game in 4 nights, but they did not play yesterday. Um, Magic team just been inconsistent. And the Knicks, they've been playing damn good. I know they've covered 5 games in a row. I mean, what's the opposite of catching a fall? Is it opposite of catching a falling knife? Like, I don't want to step in front of the Knicks right now, the way that they look, especially versus an inconsistent Magic team. So if I think like that, it makes me lean towards the Knicks. As far as the total, these are um, two of the better defensive teams last 5 games, rated 6th and 7th. Knicks most likely will control the pace in this one. 20th in pace last 5 games. And the Magic early in the season, they were trying to play super fast. I think they'll be okay playing a little bit of a slower game. So maybe Knicks, maybe under. How do you feel about this one, Vino?
I was tempted to take Orlando in this one, Ski, just because of the back-to-back situation with the Knicks. Um, the minutes last night for the Knicks, they weren't terrible. Obviously, Mikal Bridges plays a lot of minutes no matter what. The guy never stops playing. So you expect that he's going to carry heavy minutes. I think Jalen Brunson, his were 36 plus. I thought maybe Mitchell Robinson might not go here. Maybe they would keep him out because of the ankle, and talk beginning of the year that they didn't really want to play him back to backs, but he's not on the injury list. So maybe he goes. And your last point, I think, is one that I considered the most, is that the Knicks won't go at breakneck pace. And if they slow it down a little bit, it almost benefits Orlando. And I did read a couple of things here where Orlando has made a conscious effort to play a little bit more under control, to play a little bit more defensive minded, which is what they're suited for. So I'm tempted to take Orlando with the points here, plus 4.5, kind of buck the line move. Haven't done it yet, but that's the way I see it. So I'm looking at Orlando. To your point, we talked about it yesterday. The Knicks have won by double digits now, I think 5 straight or 5 out of 6 or something. They're just killing teams. including last night. So it is hard to bet against them. Betting Orlando would be a little bit unorthodox here, but I think it's a good side plus the 4.5.
All right. Rob Veno thinking that the Magic gonna bring it tonight. Yeah, this might be a game. I need some more time to think about that one. This next one we already saw the other day. Ended up being a really good game. Ended in overtime, right? On a alley-oop dunk. Um, opened up opened up -5 for Cleveland. Now -5.5, 6 for Miami. Total open 246.5 down to 238.5. And Garland, Mitchell, Mobley, Strus, Tyson all out. Nance Jr. is questionable. No Bam, no Tyler Hero, and of course, no Terry Rozier. um, man, that's a big flip. The Heat are really scrappy. They like playing with each other, but this is just too much of a flip. I feel like I think that the guys for Cleveland getting this opportunity are going to really want to make the most out of it. And you could see Miami, maybe if they play all these guys, maybe some of that, tired legs from the last game. Also, maybe they look at the other side and say, hey, we beat those guys with everybody. Now they have nobody. And, they just take it lightly. So if I think like that, Cavs plus, what do you think here?
I think I should have got there last night with Miami when I saw Donovan Mitchell, and his pom-poms at the Louisville, Kentucky game. Should have known right then and there that he wasn't going to play in this one. But I didn't put 2 and 2 together soon enough. And the line, obviously, like you say, jumped like crazy. Skee. I don't see Miami. Here's the way I look at it through Miami's eyes. Chance to beat Cleveland twice here. Win the other night, playing pretty much their full squad. Now a chance to win 2 against this team. And one thing's for sure, and they went through it on the West Coast in back-to-backs. I think the second of a back-to-back was against the Clippers one night. They just don't stop running. And when I look at the Cleveland bench tonight, that bench is so thin. The guys who are starting this game, including the starting backcourt, Lonzo and Sam Merrill, probably don't go 40 minutes. There's not much help on the bench tonight in this game for Cleveland. So I think Miami's going to run. I am taking a look at their team total over 121.5. Obviously, Cleveland loses a lot of defense without Mobley on the floor. So we'll see if I get there or not. But right now I'm thinking over 121.5 for the Heat, win or lose. I just think they're going to push tempo and probably get to that number.
Financially Freed is asking every single game. I don't really have opinions. I guess Powell's been hotter, I feel like, but either one, I can't talk you off of. Daniel says Jaime Jaquez. That's my guy right there from the Bruins. Grizzlies, Celtics opened up -6.5. No, -6, and now 7.5. Not a whole lot of movement on the total. The same guys for the Grizzlies out. Actually, the Edie's doubtful. And then Ja is questionable. For Boston, Gonzalez is probable. We know there's no Tatum. Both of these teams played last night, Rob Veno. Both of these teams lost last night. The Celtics, I don't view as a team that has the most paint protection. And that's where the Grizzlies need to go to be successful. Now, if they don't have John Morant, you're going to miss some of that, paint attack. But just in general, this is a much softer paint than the OKC Thunder, than the New York Knicks. Actually, Mitchell Robinson didn't play. But all I'm saying is I think that the Grizzlies will be able to score inside on the Celtics. But without Ja, I know he hasn't been the greatest lately. It's hard to really trust it. Are you doing anything with Grizzlies and Celtics?
Now, I have to stop with the Celtics, Skee, and kind of reassess where I'm at with them.
That lying ass Jaylen Brown.
Oh, my God. 6 of the last 7 games they've played, they have not gotten over 111. It's 111 or less for Boston. And in the way we're watching basketball in the NBA this season, where 120 is kind of a walk in the park for teams, Boston just isn't. They're not right offensively whatsoever. You look at it last night in a game that was they had the lead in the fourth against Philly. Philly makes a comeback. It comes time to shoot the basketball. Jaylen Brown wants every shot. The shots he doesn't get, Derek White wants all of those, and nobody else wants it whatsoever. So it's a weird kind of rotation and kind of ball distribution at this point in time. So I'm off of Celtic games for the time being. If Ja's not involved, he didn't shoot it well last night, but he had a double-double. He put up double-digit assists, scored in double digits, but I think his shooting was like 4 of 14 or something crazy. So I don't think he's right either at this point in time. So I'm going to let that game go.
Fair enough. We can keep going down the list. We have a lot of them to talk about. I don't know that this one's any better. I promise you there are some good games here, though. I think most of them are on the back end. I think that's what it is. Washington and Houston, 17-point spread, 234. The opener, 234.5 right now. Who's available? Bilal is out for the Wizards, the DFS, and Van Fleet out for the Rockets. I mean, what do we really have to say here, Rob? That the Wizards were able to compete with the Pistons in a little bit of a fatigue spot for the Pistons in that last one. But other than that, the Wizards have routinely been getting absolutely demolished. Rockets, I feel like Rockets can name their number. Like maybe Rockets team total. Yeah, it's hard to get involved with this game as well. Maybe just expect points. Rockets get up by so much, they probably won't even, care that much about the defensive end. Some kind of over would probably be my choice here, Rob Veno. What do you think about it?
Totally agree. In some way, shape, or form, if you're afraid Houston pulls players second half, the first half over is 64.5. They can certainly get to 65. What's interesting about the Rockets here, real quick, Skee, is they're the number one offensive efficiency team in the NBA right now. Their offensive rating is higher than anybody's, and they're so well rested. And I don't think they've played in the last couple of days. They're not going to play tomorrow. Then they'll play. Then they won't play the next day. So the Rockets are pretty fresh as far as legs are concerned, as far as rotational bodies are concerned. Their team total is 125.5. Washington gives that up on a nightly basis. So I'm going to find a way to play Houston here, whether it be first quarter, first half, full game. Just haven't come to the best decision yet where the numbers are concerned. But I think probably full game is the best. To ask the Rockets to get to 126 here is not out of the question. But I haven't bet it yet, so I won't commit to that.
Yeah, I think they can name their number for sure. We're seeing this one pretty much the same. Guys in the chat liking some Shangoon props. I could absolutely understand that. Warriors and Spurs. Now this one opened up -4. See 3.5 now. Total open 229.5. Looks like 232.5. Post is probable. Kaminga is questionable. Melton is out. For the Spurs, Dylan Harper is out. Man, Rob Veno, I made a mistake yesterday. I jumped in on that Warriors train, and these guys, I don't even know that they like each other right now. I mean, that's what it seems. I know you said that they were tired or whatever, but it seems like maybe that they don't like each other. You see the interviews, everybody's pointing fingers different places. Um, that's not the sign of, a team I really want my money on again. I do think though at 6-6, they're desperate for a win, but they got to show me something. And going up against the Spurs, who've looked really dominant so far this year, Spurs also have the rest advantage, right? Who the hell is doing anything with Wemby in this game? The Spurs a pass,
And since De'Aaron Fox came back, Skee, they've put up 126 and 121. He just picks up the pace a little bit even more for that team. The interview with Draymond was pretty telling, right? Draymond said that last year when Jimmy Butler came over, it seemed like everybody was focused on doing the right thing and winning. And he says he doesn't see that commitment from anybody right now. He's pretty brutally honest about his team. Almost, basically talking about personal agendas that don't agree with the team agenda. So to your point, who the heck wants to bet somebody like that? And on top of that, to have Steve Kerr telling everybody that his team's complaining of physical exhaustion 10 games into the season is nuts. I know
Old
they're
ass
older.
Warriors.
Yeah, the old ass Warrior. We're going to have to get another team with walkers and tennis balls. It'll be the Warriors. But it's, it's San Antonio with rest, with Fox at the head of this thing now. It just seems like a little bit too much. This total is going a little bit crazy. Like they're betting the over every 30 minutes. It's picking up a half a point, a half a point, a half a point. It's up to 232.5 right now. The Warriors did not extend themselves last night minutes wise. Kerr held them back as far as minutes are concerned. So again, there's not a lot of excuse to be ready to go here. I haven't played it yet. I certainly won't be on Golden State, but I could be tempted somewhat by either a San Antonio team total or I don't even know if possibly full game total, but I don't know. I'd like to probably isolate on the Spurs here.
Yeah, it's a one-way ticket for me. It's Spurs or nothing. Uh tomorrow says so no one likes the Warriors tonight. Hey, good luck to you, bro. If you push that button, man. All right, next game we're gonna go. What do we have here? Blazers and Pelicans. Pelicans laying 8. I'm sorry, Blazers laying 8. Total came down from 232.5 to 230. No Poole, no Zion, no Murray, no Scoot, no Tybalt, no Wesley. I mean, I know the Pelicans suck, but god damn, 8 with the Blazers on the road? I can't do it. I feel like that's just too much of a premium for this Portland team. So I don't have a whole lot on this game. The last 3 games I think we'll talk about, or the last 4 games are a lot better, but absolutely cannot lay with the Blazers. Anything from you here?
The Pelicans are terrible defensively, Skee, but when I looked at the matchups here tonight in the lineup, it's not like New Orleans doesn't have 8 guys that are going to be out there that can't play. There's even without the players that they're going to be missing here, they still kind of match up decent with Portland. So I couldn't lay it. The only thing I can say is I would look at over in this game. It just seems like one of those up and down score fest type contests. Denny Avdia has been really hot for Portland for props players. Maybe that's a way to go, but I don't understand the huge move towards Portland other than we know that people chase injuries in the NBA like crazy. So for me, it's probably going to be over or nothing and most likely nothing.
Fair enough. Take a glance at some of these comments really quick. What up, Star Child? Financially free and focused. Going back to that last game, like Smoothie. Mark says, hold your nose, lay to 8. Maybe it's 8 for a reason, Mark. Hope you cash. And Paul Bowman says the other side, hold your nose plus 8 on New Orleans. So no matter what you bet, you got to hold your nose in this game, Rob Veno.
Just hold it. Just hold it.
I think I'll pass.
Oh, man. It's
Suns and Mavs. Open Mavs minus 1.5. Flip to Suns minus 1.5. Total went up from 226.5 as high as 229. So Jalen Green is out. For the Mavs side, you have AD and Lively both questionable. Exum and Irving are out. Man, it's the first of a back-to-back for the Suns. 4th game in 6 nights for the Mavericks. Mavericks' first game after firing Nico. I mean, finally it'd be some peace over there in Dallas. In the game, the last game, the Mavs players are shooting free throws. It kind of threw me off a little bit because usually the crowd is quiet when their team is shooting free throws, but PJ's shooting free throws and they're chanting "Fire Nico." I'm like, damn, it's like it was a bad atmosphere over there in Dallas. I understand why, but it was not good. Now that Nico's gone, do they have some new energy? I mean, I don't think the players. I don't know how much the crowd will, but you still have Jason Kidd trying to figure it out. At least he stopped putting Cooper Flag at point guard. He's now done with D'Lo, it looks like, in the starting lineup. Um, Williams did play solid in that last game. Maybe they can build on that. But the Suns have looked good lately, Vino. They've covered 4 of their last 5. They haven't been the best road team this season, though. They've only, I believe, covered 1 road game. So I'm curious. You think Nico off their back, Mavs can get it done, or ride the hot hand with the Suns?
Yeah, it's funny. Generally, we would talk about a team getting a bump after the head coach gets fired. Here we're talking about the team maybe getting a bump because the GM got fired. And Skee, thinking between the lines, and I don't know that this is true, but when he got fired, I thought to myself, just knowing Jason Kidd's background, when he was at Cal, he went behind the coach's back, complained about the head coach who was verbally abusive, Lou Campanelli at the time, but he got that coach fired. He and Todd Bozeman, the assistant coach. Jason Kidd, when he doesn't like something that's going on, he's going to do it in a quiet little undermined way. And I wonder if he wasn't playing Cooper Flag on purpose at point guard to get Nico the hell out of there. Just let's run him out there. We know he can't play point. He drafted the guy. This will get him fired. And all of a sudden, Cooper Flag's not the point guard anymore. It makes way too much sense. If I knew AD and Derek Lively were both going to play in this game, I'd be on Dallas. I think in this spot, they're at home and you get a little bit of rim protection back. I'd like that. There's listed as questionable still from what I saw. So I'm going to wait to see the injury report on this one. But if those two go, I'm probably going to pull the trigger on Dallas here. And, the home crowd's going to be happy tonight. That's for sure. And I think you will get a little bit of an extra effort out of Dallas here tonight now that Nico's been canned. And you'll certainly get more energy out of the crowd. That's for sure.
1000% on that. All right, we've made it to the last 3 games here. I do think these last 3 games are pretty good. We will go Lakers and Thunder, Mr. Vino. And this one opened up -7 for OKC. Still see a 7. Still see a lot of 7s, actually. Total open 227.5, and that has gone up as high as 231.5. Still no LeBron, still no Theoro, and no Vincent. For OKC, Carrick Williams, Topic, both out. J-Dub is doubtful, so it seems like he's getting a little bit closer, but still doubtful. Wiggins and Dort are both questionable. They did miss yesterday, so maybe they'll play on this side of the back-to-back. The Thunder have, they're 11-1. They're picking up where they left off last season, right? And doing it without J-Dub. But, Rob Veno, who the hell have they played? That's how I feel. I'm going to go through their schedule. The Thunder, and we'll start. The first game, they struggled with the Rockets, right? The Rockets are respectable. They struggle with the Pacers. They played the Hawks. They played the Mavericks. They played the Kings, the Wizards, the Pelicans, the retirement home Clippers, the Blazers, the Kings, the Grizzlies, the Warriors, who nobody likes. They haven't played anybody, Rob, we're really mentioning. So I could care less what I've seen as far as, that 11-1 and all of those things. One thing I do know about OKC is they haven't been good on a back-to-back. They failed to cover both games so far this season. If you go back to, sometime last season, they've only covered 3 of their last 11 on the second of a back-to-back. This is the best team that they've faced. They will face. And there's a guy on the other side who, wait, was it the Mavs versus was it Mavs versus Thunder or Mavs versus in the playoffs? I'm trying to remember. Did the Mavs knock the Thunder off, or was it the Mavs or the
Yeah.
the Timberwolves? I think it was the Mavs, though. What do you think?
I think it was the Mavs.
Yeah, it was
they
the
wound up
Mavs.
playing the Timberwolves in the championship.
You're right.
Or
There you
in
go.
the Western Conference final.
There you go. So you got a guy on the other side who has already handled this team, and I think I like Luka more than SGA. I think Luka's better than SGA. And this is not a team that's gonna have a scoring drought. When it's not Luka, it'll be Austin Reeves. And this Lakers team, They look as good as I've seen in a long time. So one of the best starts for the Lakers teams, probably since around that championship year or somewhere around there. Um, I think this is a nice test for OKC. I would be grabbing the points. Matter of fact, I am grabbing the points. Give me the Lake Show. I think they can win this game, but definitely they can keep it respectable. How do you feel about it, Vino?
I feel like the good Lord kept me off of Golden State last night because he wanted me to be on the Lakers tonight. Don't take this 7. Wait a day and take the next 7. It's funny we agree on this one. I do like the Lakers here. The Lakers in 7 of their 10 games, 50% or better from the field. They're just a really, really good offensive team. And the Thunder, for what it's worth, we've mentioned it a lot of times. Outside of Isaiah Joe, you're not fearful of a lot of shooters on OKC. They go in spurts. They have to get some steals, and I don't know that you take the ball away from Luka. Luka's so big and so strong; it protects the ball pretty well. I don't know that OKC is able to rush him the way they can rush other guards, trap and whatnot. So, I like the Lakers here plus the points. I think if nothing else, their offense will keep them in it. If it gets to be a high-scoring game, I don't know that OKC can win by 4 baskets in this one, especially on back-to-back nights. Not that last night was anything taxing because it was kind of a coast job against Golden State. But still, they made 16 threes last night. And the way Oklahoma City shoots, it's likely to be only 8 threes tonight, which would put the Lakers in pretty good shape. So I like the Lakers plus 7 here. I think they can hang within that number.
I like it. I like it. I like it. Um, yeah, let's keep going down the list. 2 more to go. And I must have did something wrong here. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Hawks and Kings. Opened up -3.5 for the Hawks. Still looks like 3.5. Total open 234.5. We'll call it 234 as a consensus. Injuries. Nikhil Alexander Walker is questionable. Derisic is out. Trae Young is still out. For the Kings, Devin Carter, Keegan Murray. I'm sorry. Devin Carter is questionable. Keegan Murray is out. The Kings are on a back-to-back. You never know if they may rule people out as the day goes on. And the Hawks do have a little bit of rest, definitely the rest advantage. It is the first game of a back-to-back for them. So I'm looking at this Hawks team, and the thing that stands out to me for them is since Trae Young got hurt, the Hawks have been playing better defense. And I mean, that's not rocket science, right? You take him out, it's the defense only going to get better. I mean, he's not stopping anybody as small as he is. I love Trae Young as a player, but his defense, it's not preventing anybody from doing anything. Hawks, top 10 defensive rated team last 5 games. Kings offense, I mean, I don't know. They've been kind of iffy, but really it's more so looking at the Hawks. They've held 6 out of 7 teams since that game that Trey got hurt to under this number we're looking at for a team total for the Kings tonight at 115.5. And looking at the Hawks are allowing 108.4 points per game in their last 5 games. So they're 5-0, holding their opponents under their team total last 5 games. I think they do it again here tonight versus the Kings. What do you think about it, Vino?
Well, first thing we have to say about betting the Kings in any instance is hell no. We don't want the Kings plus 3.5. So if we eliminate that, I can look at either the Hawks side or I can look at the total in some capacity in this game. Kings were held to 102. Denver beat them last night pretty solidly. What was 120? I forget what they scored, but they didn't score a lot. And they gave up over 50% shooting in that game. The Nuggets shot 51%. I'd love to have Alexander Walker in the game. He didn't play last game, but I think to your point, that backcourt of Alexander Walker and Dyson Daniels, that's a good defensive backcourt when those two are together. Lengthy, they can protect the perimeter. So I'd like to have him in the game. Otherwise, it kind of becomes Luke Kennard, who's not a great defensive player. That being said, again, they did hold their last opponent under the team total without Alexander Walker. I'd probably look towards Atlanta to score here, Skee, because Sacramento just doesn't stop anybody whatsoever. I'm trying to get the number on their current team total right now. Atlanta's side is 118 and a half. Doesn't seem that out of the question to me against this defense. And like you say, Atlanta's had rest. It's the second of that road trip. We talked the other night. They played the Clippers, right? I think it was the Clippers. They win that game. Said I would counterpunch with this game if I saw something. And I think I just like the Atlanta team total the best of all here. So maybe Hawks team total over 118 and a half. I'll keep an eye on it. See if I can get to the window with that.
All right, let's keep it going. Mark likes that team total under, and he likes Atlanta, splitting them both. Mario reminding everybody to hit the like button. Definitely helps out the show. All right, let's go over to the next game, and that looks like last game, Nuggets and Clippers. Open -2, now -3 for Denver. Total hasn't really moved a whole lot. I don't see anybody on the injury report yet for Denver. They did play last night. For the Clippers, no Bill, no Kawhi Leonard. Man, this, what I say, the retirement home. These guys, man, they stink, Rob Veno. They stink. I know they haven't covered in at least 5 games. Maybe it's longer than that. They're 3-7 so far this year. I know the Nuggets are on a back-to-back, but Clippers gonna have to show me. This Nuggets are nothing. Not rocking with the Walkers with the tennis balls on them. Not doing it. How do you feel about this one?
Well, and especially the way Denver's playing, Skee. And I remember yesterday when we talked about Denver, and somebody in the comments section said Nuggets aren't playing any D, which, take that however you want, but they really don't have to play defense the way they're playing offense right now. Again, Jokic was 16 of 19 from the field last night. It's crazy how good they are offensively. The guy I would worry about in their lineup, maybe not playing tonight, would be Jamal Murray. 37 minutes last night. Maybe they hold him back in this one. But I don't know that makes a huge difference against this particular team, the Clippers. Denver's just they are so efficient offensively. And like I said, the way they're playing right now, how are you going to get in front of that train? They've beaten their last 4 opponents by 10, 25, 17, and 14. And the Clippers have shown not to be capable of beating anybody whatsoever at this point in time. So how about we keep mentioning Terry Rozier?
Yeah.
How about we just keep adding up these ATS losses? Right now, the Clippers are 1-7 since they saw Ty Lue's face at a poker game. So 1-7. It'll probably be 1-8. I don't know. Ty Lue got mad the other night, but I don't think it's falling on deaf ears for sure. It's got to be Denver or nothing here.
Yeah, word on the street, that guy Ty Lue might still owe a bookie or two. I like this comment from tomorrow. What did you say, Vito?
I was going to say he might be letting these games slip away on purpose. He owes somebody.
Yeah, you got to pay that debt, man. Tomorrow, I like this one. It says, retirement home going to be lit tonight. I don't care. It's bingo night.
Yeah, there you go. I like that.
All right. That's the NBA card for today. So I think we did a pretty solid job. Talked about 12 games in a little under 40 minutes. Now, let's just toss all the stuff on there, Rob. Weekend Warrior still a thing, right? So
it's still a thing.
Vino's been good in football. My props especially, they've been really good. They're 10-3 so far in the season. So if you want to rock with football, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday Night Football included, only $49. Outside of that, there's one now for basketball. I noticed the basketball show, full court, all access pass, 3 days of NBA and college basketball for only $49 if you guys would like to be involved. If you want a little bit longer, they have something going for 10 days of picks for less than $10 a day. It's a way to get with us for, a third of a month. And last but not least, if you're, guys saying, hey, I just rock for the whole year. You can get $500 off a 1-year pass comes out to just $125 a month, and you'll also get a 25% bonus coupon on top of that. So let's say you get Rob Veno for a year, you can come back and get that, use that 25% bonus coupon to check something out that I may have. So I think that's a lot of good stuff that's going on over at Wager Talk. And on that note, Rob Veno, we will move it on over to best bets. I'll ask you if there's anything else that you would like to promote. If you have a best bet for the show, we'd love to hear it. And if you don't, it's all good.
You did great work on the promotion, Skee. I got nothing to add there. And there are a lot of things going on over at Wager Talk for every size bankroll. Actually, they have something going on for all you guys. You know, the first play I made today, Skee, was the Chicago team total over. That was 116.5. It's gotten away from us right now. So rather than recommend that, I'll go ahead and give you the second best thing on my card today, which is the Lakers +7. I just feel like this offense is that good right now. Oklahoma City being as shorthanded as they are in a back-to-back situation. And in fact, I think the one thing that really concerns me about them is they made 16 threes last night. And I just never see this team shoot it really well on back-to-back nights. Therefore, the defense has to create points. I don't know that you can rattle Luka into getting some of those cheap points. So for me, I'm going to leave the Lakers +7 as the best bet for the show.
I'm with you. OKC is not. I'm doubling up with you there. OKC is not good on those back-to-backs. Luka the Don has already dealt with these dudes. And man, it's the MVP this year. What is he averaging? Like close to 40 point, like a 40-point triple-double almost he's averaging. He's going to do whatever he wants. There's nobody on this team. There's nobody in the NBA who could stop Luka, as a matter of fact. And don't forget, you got Austin Reeves when Luka needs a little bit of a breather. So Lakers going to score. OKC could run out of gas. Their first real test, in my opinion. I don't think they pass. So that is the show for today. Veno, it's been great breaking these games down with you. Chat, I want to ask you, let me see in the comments real quick. Do I seem like I'm a little bit better? I feel a tiny bit better. I'm not all the way better today, but I feel a little bit better. But I'm curious if it comes off that way. Veno, like I said, I really enjoy and I appreciate you taking the time to cap these games with us. Everybody in the chat, and they say, yeah, it sounds like I'm a little better. Okay, I'll take it. I'm getting there. Little by little, I'll take it. I'm getting there. We appreciate you guys in the chat as well. Great people, great cappers. And like I always say, man, we all just trying to help each other get to that window so we can get paid. So best of luck, everybody, on all your action tonight. We'll be back again tomorrow. We'll have NBA and some NFL to talk about. Until then,